Well, like, he's like a walking impression, and I think that's also part of his charm because the Toronto sound accent is what's popping everywhere.
Facts.
No longer made fun of.
Nope. Accepted everywhere.
Scarborough people can speak proudly. They don't have to like
bomb, stick out your chest and walk strong.
And don't enunciate. Because you don't have to no more. Because man's like Smiley. Make it cool.
Make it funny. Snow.
I would, yeah. I wish I could, like, I would record a whole podcast in Smiley's voice. Please, is my whole point. Please.
I don't know if I can sit here.
What?
I don't know if I could sit here if you did that.
You would.
Man them. It's not with a hype thing. A war.
The world generous.
Yes. We're there. We're back.
I was about to do an impression of you, and I was about to do, what are you, Udea? And of course, Medea. Coco and Mateo, he means he's here. He's present.
I'm present. I'm currently here.
That's basically the closest thing. I'm present.
Yeah.
I'm here.
We feel ostracized. I speak for both of us.
You'll get used to it.
And what? It's me as well.
Shop like Shaq. You waste you.
We took a few weeks off. Week 1, I'll let you talk about that. Week 2, we had. It was 2 weeks off, right?
2 weeks, yeah.
Week 2, COVID protocols. We had to take some time off. But week 1, what happened?
We moved, man.
Where you move?
Your boy moved, man. Your boy's a homeowner now.
Homeowner, okay. Homeowner,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Patrick and Ash, okay?
I appreciate
Homeowners.
But we can dive into that some more after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, what else you been up to in the last 2 weeks? Since you got an extra week off with COVID protocols.
Yeah. COVID protocols, you know what I mean? So health and safety applies.
Yeah.
But
the league has been cracking down on this as of late, but yeah, here we are.
But hey, like Kyrie, I can now play in away and home games, so
very good.
Boom.
Very good.
But not for real, it's been crazy, man. Just settling into the new spot. Bro, it's surreal. When you finally have your own place, man, you move in and it's just like, this is our spot. Like I can set it up the way I want, like how I want. I don't have to answer the no. Well, I answer my wife, but we do it together. But you know what I mean? Serious. Like it's different, man. Like it's a vibe. Like every day we're just going through and looking at different like websites, looking at catalogs. Well, not even catalogs, but literally websites, Instagram pages. Like
you're looking at IKEA.
I mean, yeah, but like, you know, there's other places. I'm not gonna name them, but yeah. But it's just a beautiful thing.
So it's been fun, just like I guess getting settled, even though you're not fully there, but you're getting there.
We're getting there. We got a locker, putting things in storage. It's mad nostalgic. Like we were talking before the pod about like, you know, you guys were talking about like notes you had from school for like, you know, however long.
Yeah.
And I'm going through some of my stuff. I'm like, yo, I have documents and just letters and just things that I've saved over these 30 plus years of life that I've been here, and it's like, damn, do I? But then it's like, do I need them? You know, it's like, what am I saving them for?
You're talking about old birthday cards? Because I got rid of like 80,000% of them.
Yeah, so birthday cards, mementos I was holding on to. So I've started to like take photos of certain things.
Digitizing your records?
And then,
what's wrong with you?
You know, and like in mixed CDs that I made. Do you remember like burning CDs?
Yeah.
Like
we had a couple classic ones.
Yeah.
But they had like specific names. Like they like might have had like vibes with like a Z at the end.
I have like 10,000 of those.
Something jams, Malik.
Bass jams with a Z.
Yep. Bass jams with a Z.
Yep.
That's how you knew that shit was gonna bang in the Acura Legend.
Bro,
what are you talking about?
I made volumes. I had like volume 1 of different like jams.
We did that as well.
I had spring and summer editions of stuff. Like it was crazy. So I have all that stuff that like I'm not getting rid of. It's gonna go into the locker for now.
You have a panty dropper mix?
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
of course. You talking about a young like teenage me? I was like, woo.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
Old version of him just.
Yeah,
Ponies.
Of course. There's some Genuine on there. You got some B2K on there. You got some like.
Not girl.
You like how I did bump, 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 a little dun.
Dun, dun. I see you. I see you. But yeah, man, just going through some of that stuff is super nostalgic and just having a moment of reflecting on like, you know, just life and how far I've come and things like that. So it's been good though, man, for real. I can't wait to just have people over. We'll get there, hopefully by my birthday, I'm hoping. But
that's May, you got time.
Yeah. But yeah, man, so that's kind of been the vibe, man, just getting settled into our spot and feeling good, man. Yeah, how you been though?
I've been good. It's been busy. Getting ready for. Why are you laughing at me? I always caught off guard. Was he about to get up and say something? Is that why?
Yeah.
What?
I wanted to ask you quickly.
Closer to the mic.
I wanted to ask you quickly. Having your own space finally to yourself with your wife.
Yeah.
Does it kind of feel like peace of mind, sharing like your brain with another person? Like you guys are starting fresh, really. It's like having a fresh brain without all these stressors that you had from before. Does it kind of feel like that?
Yo, you know what? It really does, man. It really does, because now it's like we're really like in sync, you know, in terms of aside from decor and everything, but it's just like lifestyle and like the way we're moving. It's not that it wasn't before, but now it's like really just one solid path that we're on, you know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
It definitely solidifies things for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love that for y'all. Yeah, very good question. I love that. Yeah, let's dive deeper into that a little bit. Let's see what that is.
Nah, I appreciate that.
But yeah, no, my weeks have been pretty busy with work and whatnot, but also just like super excited for what we're about to face with the weather getting better. The masks came off. And you can feel how you feel about it, but it's also just like, it's just a sign of like we're getting to a place where we're not gonna be like on the edge of like, yo, what are they gonna let us do? What are they gonna not let us do? Like, if you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to in most places now.
Yeah, future called it.
It was. You know what? Corny me last week was already like, I'm coming in a mask off to this pod.
No, I thought about it.
But no, that's it's gonna be very interesting. Like I went to the grocery store, literally like the day after it was announced and or not announced. So it was like now kosher, and I was skeptical at first because I didn't know. Oh, it's grocery stores like you can do this.
Yeah.
I walked in, maskless. And I was in there for like probably 45 seconds before I started to smile uncontrollably. I swear to God, I was like, I don't know.
You're just like walking like a villain, like a super villain.
Just like, come on, this is normal. It's not that big a deal, but it kind of is. So yeah, it's just been really interesting and cool to experience that. I've been just. I don't know. What have we been up to? Anything? No, nothing cool. I don't think so. I've been watching a lot of TV.
I hear that. Before you talk about the TV, I was just thinking about the mask. Like, I find myself doing whatever the people around me are doing, and like I hate that though. Like, I want to be an individual, but like, if I walk into a space and people have their mask on, I'm like, all right, I'll put the mask on. But if I go in and there's no mask, I'm like,
so if you're the person without the mask and everybody's wearing the mask, they did it for you. You're good. Don't take that clip and make that like a thing. I'm just saying. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Just if you didn't want to wear a mask, I feel like if everybody else is wearing one, you should probably.
Nobody wanted to wear the mask, and they all did what you did. They saw somebody else with it on and put it on.
Right. So I should just be the person.
Walk in how you feel comfortable. So that others
because everybody we talk to are free thinkers, anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you know what it is? The mask is bad for the beard, man. It's not.
I hate that. I hate people never like they did not speak about what it's been like to be a bearded man and have to wear a mask.
Right? No one asked us.
So when you're getting ready to go out, you spend your time. You line it up. You get the fade right. You put your conditioner. Thank you, sir.
Got the
you put everything in. It's all like fluffed out perfect. And honestly, this needed a little touch up. But say I'm doing all this. And then, right before I get to where I'm going,
boom,
I gotta ruin it all and put this thing in there. On top of that, let's just say I put some chapstick on my lip.
Oh man,
that shit's gone all over the mask too.
It's all coming off.
And then on top of that, if you like eat something very garlicky or oniony, or something that is unfavorable, you're just smelling your own rottenness for.
I mean, that one might be good because
Hours.
then no one else has to smell. It's just you.
That's wild.
That one might be okay.
Imagine you're minding your business and you do your makeup for like an hour and you're just like minding your business and then you put a mask on and then you walk out and you take the mask off and now the whole bottom half gone.
Oh.
So it's not
crazy.
just chapstick. It's chapstick, lip gloss, lip liner, concealer.
And that's funny
so
because
now
that's
we're not
how
just
I
talking
know.
about, okay, mask me, okay, you wasted whatever and my time, but like this is a lot of money. It's product too.
And that's how I know whose mask is whose. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm not the only person that has deciphered this from their significant other, but sometimes that's the easiest way of like, they're both white masks. Oh, that wouldn't be my face, no.
The masks also bring about a
That's
lot
not my
of
color.
pimples, guys. A lot of pimples on your face. I swear, when people
does
demasks,
also-
I've never seen acting like this before in my life.
Word.
It's bad.
Word.
It's bad.
What's that one that used to be advertised all the time? Proactive?
Yeah,
Yo, they're making
Proactive.
mad money right now,
Yo,
bro.
they about to be back. So we should keep
Yo, wait till Alicia Keys is like, hey y'all,
Oh, man.
what's going on, y'all? It's Alicia Keys, and I know for the past 3 years we've been forced to wear these masks.
on breaking.
Fucking right. Yeah, the game that I'm looking forward to being finished is like there's certain people who I've worked with, like having a job in the pandemic, and now I'm done. I haven't seen them again since. I have no idea what they actually look like.
Yo,
One of my tattoo artists, I don't know what he actually looks like.
you just know what he looks like with his mask. It's
So
crazy.
it becomes a game where like when you see somebody, your brain obviously has to like you're not just looking at the eyes. I mean you are, but your brain is trying to decipher what the rest of that face looks like, and it never looks like whatever you think it is.
It's a real
never
show.
does.
It's
right.
Their
It
teeth
never
could be
does.
jacked up like anything. You'll never know. They take it off. Oh shit.
Oh, that's you?
Well, I'm accepted. It's cool, you know. I'm not
When
gonna.
they take it down, you're like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, damn, that's been you? That's been you.
Hey,
Like that.
don't hide that.
I can only imagine, like, I don't know. It's like at work, my favorite game to play.
Yeah.
Earlier on, now, I've seen enough people now.
Yeah.
But it was like, how tall are you? You know, like some people give like 5'7" energy, but then you meet them and they're 6'2".
Damn. Wait, that says a lot about them.
I've met. Yeah, I have people that I won't say by name because they might hear this, but that's the energy that I got.
I had the same thing last year when I was working. I was in the middle of a call, and like right before the call, I don't care because I don't work there anymore. I was right before the call. I smoked a joint. I came back in for the call, and I sat down, and I'm looking at everybody. What clock? It depends. So I sat in that meeting, and I'm looking at everybody, and for the first time, I'm like, yo. My one boy specifically, I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo. Is he tall or is he short? And like it started messing me. Like I couldn't even pay attention anymore until I eventually did meet him in person. Yeah. And like you're never prepared for whatever the height is, anyways.
No, you're not.
You never are. He was like 6 feet tall, but like still like.
That's surprising. Probably.
Why is it surprising?
I'm just thinking about the person that I'm like, God damn, you're taller than me? That's not what I thought was happening.
It's a wild concept, man. Even weight too, like
weight. Yeah, you know that they like you get the chest to the head.
Yeah.
But you don't know the gut.
You don't get
legs.
you just get bust up. You don't know
Because some people like the dad bod is something that can easily be hid.
Facts
On a call.
I love it.
I love it.
I just wear dry fit stuff all day, man. No one knows, man. It's all good. But no, for real, when you meet people in person after this whole like stuff's been over, it just throws you. Like
Somebody, sorry to cut you off. There was actually somebody told me like just on the topic of people at the workplace that are like you don't know what to expect. We all thought he was tall. He was way shorter, and it had to do with the fact that his angle was this. And it presented well because his face just looks like a face of somebody that would be tall.
Size. Yeah.
But apparently might be like, I don't know, probably not the shortest, probably not the tallest person in this room at all.
Fair.
No, smaller than 7. Might be 5. Might be a 5'5" odds. Like a small, like a noticeably smaller person.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm 5'4". So what was he saying this?
I didn't meet him. I'm just.
Can you stand up?
I can't judge, but I feel like he's probably closer to your size. Yeah.
Hi guys.
You know what? You know what? Play with your angles, though. Know your angles.
No, that's it. Play to your strengths.
Okay.
Play to your
Shout
strengths.
out to him for knowing his angles.
Well, I mean, my angle is actually the same, so people might be saying the same shit about me because I have the laptop on my lap, so it's automatically going to be like looking this way.
But I think we're all the same when we sit up.
No, but some people have
Oh no,
shit
you're
on the
right.
desk.
Some people, yeah. No,
I don't have. I have an office or workstation. I just don't use it, so it's always on the lap.
So they're just getting up, like you're up your nose.
No, the nose is dark and mysterious.
Fair.
You don't get to see what's in there.
I would hope. Oh man.
But yeah, like there's a lot of things that have happened since.
Trust.
Without spoiling nothing, I saw just now, and I just also realized we haven't talked about anything here. But
Yeah, it's all good.
The Batman. Speaking of masks.
Yes. Mass Crusaders.
The Masked Crusader, the Dark Knight, the crazy guy who's a billionaire that beats up mentally ill people.
Yeah.
Has returned to the big screen with Robert Pattinson's version of this guy. You saw it?
I did, but I don't like the way you framed him.
Yeah,
Which part?
The fact that he beats up mentally ill people.
What? How did I? No. Before you say nothing. So how did I say it earlier?
You said he is a mentally ill person beating up criminally insane people.
Earlier.
That's what I said today.
But this is what he's saying now. The difference between being what's the difference between
Well, yeah, what I say was
being
different.
criminally insane and having like a mental disorder?
No, it sounds like you said he preys on mentally ill.
He does.
He does, though.
He does. Literally does.
But he
They're
does.
criminally insane, but they're also mentally ill.
All right.
It's not to say that they're not preying on people and they don't deserve to also be preyed
yeah.
on.
They are mentally
But they
No,
are
I got
mentally
you.
ill, like
I got
he is
you.
mentally ill.
I
They're
got
straight out of the asylum.
Yes.
Man,
Yeah,
sees them.
He's
That's
No,
literally
you're
where
right.
they
You're
keep coming
right.
from.
Yeah.
They go to the
You're right.
asylum, they
No,
come
you're
out of
right.
the asylum, they go back to the asylum.
Let's be clear, because I'm a big nerd about this shit. Blackgate Prison exists in Gotham. Very rarely do Batman's
There's a prison in
criminals.
Gotham?
Yeah, there's an
Blackgate.
actual prison, yeah.
Very rarely does Batman's villains end up in Blackgate for an extended period of time.
Fair.
They always go to Arkham
Arkham.
because they're fucked.
Yeah.
So that says something about who
Fair.
he's dealing with.
No, that's
So
fair.
Robert Pattinson did his version. It's a little bit darker than we've seen before. To me, it was very cool because it was almost like a noir we were
Yes.
watching. It was a detective film.
So good.
Went on for 3 hours. We had no origin story, which was fucking great.
So good. No
we don't
pearls.
get to see Martha's pearls break in the alleyway.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't see that again.
And they had a black Jim Gordon, which was fucking awesome.
So good.
And they also had a black Catwoman and
Yep.
Zoe Kravitz as well.
Yep. Yo, this movie is fantastic, man. Like, honestly, the whole portrayal, the detective style storytelling of this, like you said, the noir storytelling, like, I loved it. Because for me, that's what got me into Batman, was just seeing Batman as, like, a detective. And, like, even going through, like, the games and stuff like
the
that.
world's greatest detective.
It's the world's
quote,
greatest
unquote.
detective, right? So I love the fact that they leaned into that for this portrayal of Batman.
We won't spoil too much, but this is year 2, which was cool. So he wasn't like super sharp and refined.
Yeah, no.
That was good to see.
Still fights like a brute.
I liked that. Like they did the what's his name, Riddler, and he had a lot of parallels, and there was a lot of inspiration drawn from the Zodiac Killer, which is what even in the notes and the way that he was like it was set and based in that kind of approach, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I liked Penguin.
Yes.
Colin Farrell, who's gonna have his own series.
So good.
They set it up nicely. The only thing, which is kind of not really a spoiler, but it kind of is because trailers and deleted scenes are out right now, is that there's Joker involvement and Barry Coe.
I
how
don't
you
know.
say
I
it?
don't remember his last name. Yeah.
He plays the Joker, and my biggest thing is, why do we need to have another Joker? And I'm like Mr. Batman. I've got literally
we know.
Joker underneath the Batman cowl on my arm.
Yeah.
Why? I also wrote a paper about
Joker.
Batman and Joker being the same, Batman being insane. Like that was my thesis paper in university. Why is there a 5th Joker?
Yeah.
This is like the 3rd Joker in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
That we're seeing. So we have We have Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix in a standalone moment. We have Jared Leto.
Yep.
He's part of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck verse or whatever you want to call it. And then now we have Barry Coe in this Matt Reeves verse.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Because like, regardless if we think it's good or not,
yeah.
I just feel like it's enough, and there's so many other Batman villains that we can start tapping into.
I'm not gonna say I don't agree that there's other Batman villains, but I do like the portrayal of Joker, and I feel like Joker is so universal to the masses that this is the way to bring other people in. They might not be familiar with those other ones, which doesn't mean you can't tell the story of them, but you can use Joker to bring them into the fold. And I think when you hear Batman, you automatically think Joker of when you talk about villains.
I think Robin.
And that's that's something that they do. Also, that's a theme that they do tease and that they might introduce. Soon.
There's gonna be a Robin.
I got a question for both of you too, but
I know my whole point is that like yes, that's a good idea. That's a great approach or way to see it. But they also have like we've seen so many movies from the '90s till now. There's also cartoons, everything. We have Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, Two-Face.
But who's to say they're not coming? Who's to say that?
But you don't introduce Joker if those guys are coming, unless there's some kind of crazy thing where I just don't like. If the Joker had a minimal role, in the next couple projects, I'm with it. I just don't want it to be Batman vs. Joker #2. I'm just over it, and I love it.
Maybe he's just gonna be this washed, criminally insane, Arkham Asylum person that is just there that Batman has to continue to come back and have these conversations with him unfortunately because he needs information or he needs
it's more of like a
and it becomes this different nuisance than it used to be
like a Silence of the Lambs vibe.
I like that.
So
because the way they tease his face they never really show
However,
it could be a tease for the next movie or it could be a tease as like this is who this bad Joker is gonna be. He's gonna be this very obscure. I can't really see you. You're not really playing the role that you normally play as the As
so
the
I did see a little thing that broke down that scene, and apparently when Batman hands him the dossier, a paperclip is taken. The Joker takes the paperclip, so I don't think he's gonna be locked up.
But also, isn't that fucking amateur?
I was about to say that.
But Batman Year 2. Batman Year 2. He's just learning. He's just learning.
He don't know.
No, Batman Year 2 meaning that he has been Batman for 2 years.
This is second year.
But how long did he? How long was he training?
I think
he learned how to pick a lock. You don't know what a lock can be picked with. That seems very silly.
That wasn't in the handbook.
He probably was like, he's an Arkham.
I can kill you with my bare hands, but I can't predict that you could break out of this fucking cell with this paperclip. Somebody, come on.
He never saw the Dark Knight trilogy when he said, do you want me to make this pencil disappear? He didn't know that he can do all that shit.
Okay, I got a question for both of you.
Yeah, no problem. Talk to me.
So you get to choose. It's your movie. You're coming out. Shaquille Cox's Batman. It's Patrick's Batman. So, Shaquille, who would your villain be and how would you portray him? Patrick, who would your villain be and how would you portray him?
Who is your arch nemesis?
You said who would your villain be and how would I portray them? Or who would portray
my villain?
Like, not like a villain that doesn't like. A villain that already exists, like you got Mr. Freeze, for example. I think would be really cool.
Yeah.
So like a villain that already exists, because I know you know Batman well enough, and even if you don't know Batman well enough, you've seen enough to know one or two people. So yeah.
For sure.
This is gonna get super nerdy. I don't know. This is like, I don't know. I'm sorry, people.
All right.
Go for it.
It's gonna be Batman against the Court of Owls, which is basically the Gotham Illuminati.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because we've already introduced the Joker, he escapes off that paperclip shit. It doesn't make any sense, no, because I was trying to bring Jason Todd into it. Because we're not there yet.
Okay, but you're picking everybody and trying to build around your story.
Yeah.
The question was
it's your story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And make your story. If you still need time, I got mine.
I think it would have to be Court of Owls because that's never been done before. That's Gotham Illuminati, and then you involve the Joker somehow, and then also the power struggle with the other crime bosses because at this point Gotham's for the taking.
So I thought that's where they were going with this movie originally. Before like seeing the trailer and stuff, I thought that's where they were gonna go, but they didn't. But if I had to pick, if it's not Joker, because I actually really do like the Joker, but I'm not gonna go there. I'd actually like to see a Poison Ivy redone because was not done like that version that we got in the 90s. Come on, it was a joke. But I think Poison Ivy...
You don't like that rubber lips move by Robin?
Yeah.
Always works.
So gross. But like just seeing what we could do with like a female lead as a villain would be fantastic. I don't know the actresses and names well enough to say like who I think could play it, but like just seeing what that interaction could be, and even having Catwoman in this now too, who Zoe Kravitz was like fantastic, amazing. Yep. I think it would be really good to have like a Poison Ivy mixed into this now.
I think Poison Ivy is great. I just don't know if, like it would have to be like you said, Zoe Kravitz, Poison Ivy, and maybe like a Two-Face or something like that.
You need another villain. You need another villain.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna go quick with mine and say it again, Mr. Freeze.
I really want to see Mr. Freeze. I really do want to see Mr. Freeze.
I just don't know how that... I'm worried about how that translates into, like...
Why? Because it's too much into, like... the
CGI version of, like, the...
Poison Ivy has to be CGI.
Know, that's true. I just really, like... I just don't think it fits.
Doesn't have to be CGI.
No, not her, but her abilities. You're going to have plants doing shit.
But he's saying, like, there's a way to make that...
If you're going to bring it into a real world...
Realistic,
a realistic take on Poison Ivy, I don't know if it's as intriguing.
I just think she's so menacing, like, and I feel like that's what could be so compelling.
She's menacing and she's seductive.
Seductive,
and
exactly.
Poison is very scary because a lot of poisons, you can't smell it, you can't taste it.
Yeah.
And they sneak up on that ass, and there's a million different types.
And think about when we just came out of a pandemic. Like, that could be like...
This is actually a thing that people used to do. You talked about the lips thing earlier. You
Rubber
can
lips.
actually put poison on your lips and kiss someone. It cannot affect you and affect them.
Yeah.
And you can kill someone with that.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Boom. So I think you could probably bring that into the real world better than Mr. Freeze, but I know less about the
No. Yeah. Fair. Mr. Freeze requires a lot.
I know they already made this one into like a cartoon, but in all honesty, going back to what you were saying with the Joker, what about a Robin that has really lost his way because Batman will not follow through with his obsession with the Joker and making sure that I guess he can convict him for the crimes that he did. Robin just changing his ways and becoming his arch nemesis.
So you're talking about a Red Hood?
Yes, like the Red Hood, like what it was, but I mean actually making it a thing where it's like just making it a thing.
Yeah.
Instead of making it a cartoon, making it actual.
I know,
thing.
Yeah, we've never seen a live action.
Robin, as opposed to Batman and Robin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Batman versus Robin has been done before, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is like something I can spend 2 hours on. But you can do. There's a Robin who's Bruce Wayne's son, his biological son, and Ra's al Ghul's daughter's son. That's who Talia al Ghul and Bruce Wayne have a child. So he's basically raised by the League of Shadows. He fights, he murders people.
Yep.
He actually kills Dick Grayson.
Yep.
Anyways, that could be done. I would love to see that. Yes.
It's coming.
There's so many things that can go on with Batman.
Infinite. Where do you want to take this?
I don't know where to go for Batman.
Let you get the full lesson.
So
How about we go to
there's so much. Oh boy.
Speaking of prisoners,
I was about to say,
and Arkham Asylum and Blackgate Prison. How about this guy who's staying in another prison? His name's R. Kelly. I don't know how I feel about this clip. It's weird. It's just a weird move by Dad. But
Dad? Who's Dad?
Dad. Okay, this is what happened.
Okay.
There's a prisoner that was locked up that's with R. Kelly, and he got R. Kelly to sing his daughter a song.
Wait, what?
Over the phone.
Wait, what?
He basically said like, "Yo, R. Kelly, sing," and he sang for his daughter.
And all he had to do was promise that same daughter's body upon R. Kelly's release.
Oh my God, Jesus!
I mean, sure, honestly though, right? Like,
here.
What the fuck else?
Let's hear and let's see if. Let's see if you would allow this in your hypothetical world in the next
Alright.
20 years or so. If you're locked up with R. Kelly.
See something. Can you sing a song for me?
Which one?
Love letter. Did you get my call?
Did you get my call? Love letter. When you read my love letter.
Yes,
Thank you.
Your dad goes to the same prison as R. Kelly. I want to talk about that.
Right? I also.
That's a funny way to put it. When your dad goes to the same prison, like at school, like we're both at Rutgers together,
He
Right?
doesn't go there. He doesn't. So he doesn't go there. It doesn't make sense.
Yo. Okay, the way he first started singing that, it's like a man being held against his will.
That's
like,
what it sounded like.
Yo, like he don't
I'm
want to
telling
do
you,
this.
it reminded me of Shiggy in Summer 17.
I could hear the shiv to his neck.
Yeah, right?
He's like, it didn't sound good at first. And I was like, huh? And it got better immediately. It got better.
The knife got deeper. This shit got deeper.
Okay, but that being said, does that make this sweeter?
No.
No.
All of it's gross.
My dad said he was gonna shiv R. Kelly if he didn't
Terrible
make him
bravado.
step in the name of love.
Oh my god.
Yo, you're a villain for that, bro. That's crazy.
So at her wedding, he's definitely gonna be singing "Step in the Name of
Oh,
Love."
you know that. Damn. No, he sounded like, play it again, like the beginning.
I wanted to ask you something. Can you sing a song for me?
Which one?
Love letter.
See, he doesn't want to do this. This man wants no part of this. He's literally fighting for his life. Yo.
wrote that.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of like, Shaquille, groceries are here.
Oh.
Okay.
And my call.
I love how she like, come
She's like, come on, you know the song.
Did you get my call?
Does that sound like pain? That sounds like pain.
That sounds like pain.
Call. Call tells you everything you need to know about his circumstances.
I'm telling you. That's
It's funny because he's calling her in distress.
right,
It's like,
right.
Did you get my call?
I am not okay.
It's only funny because it's R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Man,
Supposed to be locked up.
no, it's always yeah.
That's so bad.
Yeah, one of the top comments on this was, "Can you sing for my daughter?"
Right?
She's 14. Did you get my call? That's stupid.
Oh damn.
So that's just nasty, right?
That's just nasty. Yeah.
How about another type of nasty?
Let's go.
I feel like I'm on Tosh.0. I feel like I'm Rob Deerdeck. Hold on. All right, guys. So
Yes, the high.
look.
Yeah.
So look. This guy. Hey, Kadeem. I'm Rob Deerdeck live.
You Rob Deerdeck?
Yeah, right now. So this clip right here that we're gonna go to is has something to do. It's really real when a dad says Jesus right here. Here we go.
Ma,
Yeah, Bobby.
do we have a cat?
No, why would you say we have a cat?
Because Dad last night was saying, oh, I'm going to beat that kitty, baby. Why would Dad even want to hurt a cat?
What are you listening to?
Did he say damn?
Yeah.
That was a bark of some sort. And he was like, oh, fuck.
Damn.
He literally looked away. Look at.
No,
Let's go back.
He spit his drink and she said, wait, what you saying?
Hold on, let me reel that back for you real bit.
That's amazing.
Oh, I'm going to beat that kitty, baby. Why would Dad even
My man's beer is gone.
What happened? Nobody was in front
You
of
need to be
our
in bed, all right?
Go
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 inside.
to bed.
The sun is
It's
still out.
daytime. It's daytime. It's
So
daytime. And they're
okay,
shook.
based
Go to
on
bed.
this,
Yeah.
I think this just happened. It was a day session. These guys are going hard. Like they got tall boys in their hands.
They at the Cotty. They're at the
Cotty, or this is just what they're doing on a regular Thursday afternoon.
Hey, it's pandemic.
And this is what they had to say to each other for the next 4 seconds.
That's your fault.
That's your fault.
Don't talk about kitty cat.
Did you get my call?
Damn, son. Damn.
This is the one part that doesn't excite me about having a child.
Parenting? Yeah.
Like,
just soundproof the room. Or your room. Or one of them.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
One room in the house just gotta be soundproof.
Like, honestly, it really surprises me that I've never had any of that happen to me as a child, and I lived in a 2-bedroom house growing up.
Yeah.
Like, not house. Sorry.
They never. No one came
Apartment.
and put They never came and put headphones on you.
No.
That's bait.
And yeah, that's why.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
Shaquille sleeps deep. Shaquille sleeps deep. So
I do. If I'm out, I'm
that's
out.
what it is, because that's outrageous.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous.
That's outrageous.
There's too many of y'all for y'all not to hear something, bro.
It's too many motherfuckers in here for you not to hear nothing.
Never.
I heard shit, and I was the only child for 8 years.
Oh, I was about to say, you heard shit now?
Can you imagine? I was like, yo, yesterday.
No, but that's the funny thing.
Got you.
No, that's...
Go for it.
Yeah, you good.
No, that's the...
Keep talking.
Okay, cool. No, that's the funny thing is Shaquille is just, like you say, he's a deep sleeper. If mom says go to bed at 8, Shaquille's going to bed at 8. What's up?
That smells delicious. Can I smoke it?
We'll get back to your thought.
Yeah, right? I was like, finish that thought.
No, it's funny because Shaquille was like, go to bed. Okay, I'll go to bed. That was Shaquille back in the day. I mean, it seems like Shaquille now.
Right.
Me, I'm a night owl now. I was a night owl then. I'd be crawling into our parents' bed in the middle of the night, went out of the crib into the bed, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So tell us your
No, but that's...
I was about to say, that's too delicious.
No, but that's my point. I still don't have any of those. And I was up all the time. You could act like they were good.
Ninjas.
They were good.
Ninjas.
The only one
I'm walking into the bed in the middle of the night.
The only one that I've heard of.
Middle of the night, your dad works at the bank. That motherfucker's getting up early, so you gotta go. Early.
Yeah, you gotta go early in the day.
That's why
Well, I wasn't looking for it either.
Thanks for not being a creep.
So, the only moment that I know of, is. And I don't even know it. My mom just recalls a time where I walked in and they had to and I have no idea. And I was probably 5 or some shit. She would snitch on herself for sure.
Right?
Yeah, that's just what she do.
That's a miss, snitch on herself.
I don't remember that.
No, I don't remember that.
I'm so sorry that this one time I traumatized you and you're like,
I don't know this, but now I'm re-traumatized.
Yeah. Yep.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Exactly.
Oh man, what's worse, that catching your parents or your parents catching you?
That got real quiet, huh?
Yeah, right. Everyone
It
got.
was like-
Was that too real? I feel like parents catching you. It's
Is
like,
death an option?
yeah, right.
I would literally rather die.
I feel like I've had
What's worse?
I feel like Kadeem has walked in on me one time, something like that.
I can imagine Kadeem would be the one.
Because Kadeem's always breaking into the... Yeah, I know, definitely. Kadeem's always breaking into room. Like, hey, Malik. I'm like, yo.
That's what scares me about Kadeem. I was like...
Don't tell her yourself, bro.
No, but that's the thing. No, he's grown a lesson.
Don't tell her yourself now.
And fly back to LA tomorrow. I swear to God, I would die.
Oh man.
No, he's gotten a lot better. I wish he was still here for that moment. This moment would be funny. He's gotten a lot better. Mary J. Blige says that she decides not to have children because she likes her freedom. I'm not sure if this is exactly the freedom that she's speaking of, but here's what she had to say.
Yeah, so I'm good. Listen. I have nieces and nephews forever, and I'm always watching how people are scrambling around for babysitters. I don't want to go. I don't want to.
Well, that's crazy. Scrambling around for that's her biggest reason.
Bring your kids and your nanny.
Right? I don't understand.
Hold on, maybe in these next 15 seconds she has a better reason.
Go through that. I like my freedom. I like being able to get up and go and move and do what I want to do. I don't want to have to tend to someone all the time, Right now, that's what I have,
Isn't she fresh off a shit relationship?
Yeah, she.
Chappelle do it.
But she's fresh off a shit relationship where
where he had children that she helped
raise.
So on top of that, she really don't want no kids. Her circumstances are just like fuck the kids.
No more drama, yo.
Shut up.
She is literally the auntie that is rich, and she is unbothered by everybody else's problems.
Yeah, she's
the one that everybody
yeah.
aspires to be, but will never become. She is it.
She is it. Yeah.
Literally.
Rich auntie?
Rich auntie, yo.
Her baby are her mini platinum albums.
Facts.
Those are her babies.
Facts.
They won't get old.
Mary
She
Jane.
raised them just the same, didn't she?
Word. She's been through a lot, yo. I'm allowed Mary on
Yeah,
that.
shout out
She's
to
been
Mary.
through. She's
She
been
doesn't
through a
wanna have
lot.
babies. Live your best. It's giving. I'm upset right now, but
Yeah.
still, if that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you?
But I feel like we want kids, and that's something we talk about.
Yeah.
Do you understand this argument
of not wanting kids?
Not wanting kids. You sometimes be like, I can understand why that might be interesting.
Yeah, no, I've met some people, some adults in my life who were like, I say adults, that's weird.
Some adults, you too.
Yeah.
People like us.
Yeah. No, but I met some people who were like, they've been married for years and they've just decided to just live as two single adults
Two single adults? Tell me more about their relationship.
It's just two adults. And but yeah, like I personally, it's not a decision I would make, but I could understand everyone having that choice, right? It's just not something that I would do though. I feel like I'd want to carry on the not even just legacy. I'd want to have kids for sure.
Are you doing like the whole biblical let's get fruitful with the shit, or are you trying to be like, all right, one will do?
That's a lot of mouths to feed, so I'm good with like just
two,
whatever
yeah.
we're blessed.
A 1-2,
whatever we're blessed.
The classic Toronto man reply. A 1-2.
1-2. A 1-2.
Look at 1-2.
That's a 1-2. It's a 1-2. You know.
From my perspective.
Me and Mateo, we don't get it.
From my perspective,
We're having a good time.
I feel like from my perspective, I feel like during the pandemic specifically, I'm like, it felt irresponsible for me anyways.
Yeah.
Like I'm in no position, especially then. But I feel like to have a kid, it's from my perspective again, that it was like, it would be irresponsible. And like just seeing
you that? I'm just kidding.
No, seeing the way that the world is going and everything,
Yeah,
I'm like, I mean, you get to create a reality for your kid that's really cool, but I guess you have to be there first. You can't like be living the way that be in some shit and you're like, I'm gonna have a kid because you're gonna bring that kid into some shit.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, I'm not gonna have a kid just to have a kid. I feel like a lot of people get in that.
I think today you got to think more about like, I'm just gonna procreate because I want to have 1, 2, 3 kids. You got to like think about
plan it.
What that means. Like I'm thinking about how many people I'm bringing into this shit world.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what the state of the world will be in 20 years when that kid is a grown up.
Yep.
When those kids are grown ups.
Yep.
And what kind of opportunities are going to be available. I'm thinking about, on top of that, the regular shit of what can I be able to afford and like be able to take care of, because you want to make sure that kid is like set up.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of things to consider.
Yeah.
But now that we're like on the cusp of a potential World War III pandemic that's like kind of just lingering and annoying at this point, it's just a really tough decision, I'd say. Yes, ma'am?
I mean, I 100% agree with you. Shocker. Yeah, let's say like maybe a few years ago, before we started dating, I had kind of like come to just a comfortable understanding with myself. Like, I'm not really feeling comfortable. Like, I knew if I'm going to procreate, it's going to be with a black man. It's just who I am. I'm going to have black children, and that's it, right? And then we talk about bringing a black child into this world and the state of the world as it is.
Layer.
And I was like, you know what? Nah. Like, you don't deserve.
That's a whole.
You don't deserve to be brought into this without being asked, and to just be like, you know, it seems like it's getting worse and worse. It's like trickier and more conniving and more covert, and like it's not
man,
really
you idiot.
Period. You know what I mean? Like, so those are my thoughts, and I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I've had these like thoughts in the background of like, well, what if, because my arrogance tells me that my seed will be the one. So then I meet Shaquille, and you know, we start having our courtship and start dating, and I'm like, yo, this guy's fresh as fuck. Okay, I feel like our seed may be the one.
Damn,
you know?
nigga.
And so then you think about the bigger picture as like on a larger scale, and not just in your family and in your neighborhood and in your city and in your country, but like in the world. And like, are you gonna be the next Malcolm X? Are you gonna be the next whoever that's gonna affect change in millions of people? Yeah. And I feel confident enough to be like, yeah, probably.
Okay.
So that's why I've kind of wrapped back around to this notion of being like, okay, I'll pop a couple out.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yo, my guy.
I know my soundboard. What you mean?
I just want to say as well, shout out to all the couples that did their best to stay together during the pandemic, because I know a lot of people had to really spend time with their quote unquote significant other. A lot of us were really locked up inside of the house.
Yeah.
I know for a lot of us, if you didn't live together, that's fine. But if you live together and you guys don't see each other, oh boy.
I think it was a test that we didn't see coming, and not even that it was just a test. It was a shift.
Yeah.
Like, if the world was what it was in 2019 onwards, certain relationships would be able to exist.
For sure.
And then now that it had to take that 3-year pivot of like, at least like what it is right now, where you're going to spend a considerable amount of time at home with your significant other. If you cannot do that, you got to get out.
Yo,
it literally changed everything.
Yeah, it's a game changer. Like, bro, I'm sitting here these past 2 weeks and like, I mean, we've been doing this for 2 years, but this is different. Like sitting there.
4.
Yeah.
It's almost.
Yeah.
It was in the whole podcast, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, the podcast?
No. But like just sitting in the same space as my wife, and we're both working from home, and like literally we're in this box.
Do you guys sit like across from each other like a WeWork?
No, so it's like a living room and den situation, but like it's a condo. There's not that much space in a condo. You know what I mean?
So who has the living room? Who has the den?
We rotate. We change it up each week.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, we have a system.
So the den is the highly sought over
for like work. Yeah. But if you want like right now where the TV is, not to get too into it.
What if you guys did like a whole WeWork thing where you guys both worked in this living space, and then if you needed a call, you jump in, or unless you guys have mad calls.
Yeah, we have mad calls. So, but I say all that to say, like, when you're in that space with that person for hours on end, you must really like that person, because if you don't, you won't be at each other's necks. You know what I mean? And then to bring in, I think about people who are raising kids right now in this space.
Yeah,
that adds a whole nother level of your kids running around. You're both working. You're doing when you were doing school from home, like that's a whole nother level of complexity.
Yeah.
So you got to really think about that. To Malik's point, like think about all these things that you're gonna bring this child into, and what's your situation gonna be like. Not to say if you want kids, do it, but like just think about what that's gonna mean for that child.
Okay.
To Patrick's point, you got to make a conscious decision to have kids. It's easy to have kids.
Yeah,
it's very easy.
That's the easy part.
That's the easy
you
part.
You have to consciously, you have to consciously be like, having the child is the easy part, but having this person moving forward, I forgot what I was going to say originally, to be honest with you.
I appreciate your honesty, man.
Yeah, it's good having you up here, bro.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem. What were you guys just saying again? Maybe I could just jog my mind for a second.
Having kids, conscious decision,
spending time.
You're seeing. All right, no problem.
I'm gonna get back.
Thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate you. So I agree. And then like this is also what we were talking about. Like you down to like you got it.
I got it.
Go for it.
So yeah, I went to get drinks with my boy the other day, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
And we did. And while we were sitting there was this baby that was, or maybe like not a baby, like maybe like 2 years old, and was just like walking around freely, like looking at everything, like oh my god. And then the dad comes like, sorry, pandemic baby. I'm like, damn.
Huh?
So like this is the first time that the baby, I guess, has really been outside like that.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how often they take their baby out, but like I can imagine that being a lot of things with kids, just being re-socialized, where like they're seeing people, now they're seeing their full faces.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, on top of that, now you're seeing people without masks on, and it's weird for them to be like, wait, so I can see the full face of strangers and not just the family. This is odd.
Yo, the first time I saw my niece-in-law, whatever, niece.
That's your niece, man.
Yeah, that's my niece.
Don't get too technical.
Shout out to baby.
Get cut off.
But yeah, I know, right? But it was wild, you know. Like obviously, she was just born in September, rather October, and you know, the first couple of times we saw her, you know, we're masked up. You know what I mean? And like we didn't get too close, didn't get to hug her, whatever. And now it's like I see her as like the mask is off. I remember that first time I saw her and I didn't have my mask on. And like obviously she can't really make out faces and shapes, but I could see the look in her eyes of like, oh, like who are you? Like you're not who I saw before. You know what I mean? Like think about that. And like there's a whole generation of kids, to your point, who are gonna grow up in these pandemic babies, and they don't know. They don't, and they've only been used to seeing the same faces, the same people.
There's the little kids that are going through it. There's the high school kids that are like socialized in such a weird way where it's like mostly virtual. My sister who's in high school only like I know she enjoys the virtual aspect. Like she doesn't even really want to be there.
Wow.
And for us who all went to high school in real life, we wanted to be there. We wanted to like get into everything, you know.
You wanted to be there, you didn't. And, like,
or you didn't, and that was your experience too. But virtual wasn't even a thought. It was that sounds made up actually when we were in high school.
Well, internet dating was weird, so imagine internet school.
Fair.
Yo, is this how like the metaverse takes off then? Because like you have this whole generation of people who are like they're just accustomed to just doing everything.
And that's why
online.
something like the metaverse, that concept will blow up way quicker than it would have sans pandemic.
Yeah.
The same way that like I was playing Grand Theft Auto with a bunch of friends that didn't play video games, including myself. Like all of us weren't gamers. I got into gaming because of the pandemic, and now it's like kind of this weird situation where like nobody really plays that much no more.
Yeah.
But like I kind of still get the itch every now and then. It's just crazy. But I can only imagine that those kids are like super drawn to the idea and the concept of real life, but fake.
But fake, exactly, fake real life. Like that's so wild, man. I can't imagine what it's like to be a teenager, not even just like adolescent.
I would not want to. I loved the era I grew up in.
Facts. I feel like we got the best of both worlds. You know what I mean? We got that pre-technology, pre-internet, but then we got the internet when it was like still kind of new and like you're figuring it out.
Couldn't like, you know, like how people in our parents' era could like say they were just like, and this is no disrespect to any job occupation out there, but you could work at a call center and own a house in Richmond Hill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the money side of it. The money side of it sucks. That's fun. The money side of it sucks.
Like, no, the money side of it sucked for us. Or
for us.
Oh, for us it did. I'm talking about if I was growing up in that era and I worked at a call center, I could own a house.
Facts.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Now I gotta have a master's degree. I gotta have 1 job, 2 jobs, side hustle, and also you can't be Jamaican. You gotta be Italian.
Yeah.
And sorry, are you Italian? Yeah. It's all good.
You haven't said anything disrespectful about it.
I know.
Don't make it weird when it's not weird.
You gotta be him.
You gotta be Mateo.
But it's like it takes generational wealth.
Yeah.
So a lot of times to even afford something or at least help from your parents and like mad hustles.
Yeah.
It's not what it was in our parents' generation where it was, I'm just a caretaker and guess what? I own this house and I also own a cottage and we're good.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that. That's
crazy.
It's crazy.
We gotta get creative.
Yeah.
To own something.
Mad hustles and like they just had their simple little. I shouldn't say simple little jobs. They had their 1 job that they needed, and
they were simple little jobs. No disrespect, but they were simple.
Yeah.
And they were
say
cool.
something though, like I don't know if they were simple little jobs at that.
Some of the jobs were simpler and littler.
Okay, maybe just times were simpler,
right?
And things made more sense. A teacher could also buy a house back in the day.
Yeah.
Teachers could always buy houses.
Do you know how much teachers make right now?
I don't know. They get old and rich though.
A single teacher by himself can buy a house in Richmond Hill? Because that's what you were referencing.
No.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Because you said Richmond
Today?
Hill.
This is what we're talking about.
I was saying like at the.
This is what I'm saying. At the time, things were simpler. Even with a teacher, something that now you can reference and be like, no, they wouldn't be able to afford a house as a single person in Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But they could buy the same houses you're talking about, that factory workers or that people that were on the phones all day or people that were doing all these other things. They could afford houses because times were simpler. These people also had a bevy of skills underneath their belt that we don't have, that they were doing for their houses that are built into the houses now. So it's just very.
I don't want to.
Your toilet breaks down. What are you doing?
I'm not taking.
Nah, I hear you.
I'm not taking credit away from those that were able to do it during simpler times. I'm just saying it is. It was way simpler, way more achievable, and way more realistic for anybody in a lot of the fields that might not be able, like in a lot of fields that you might not be able to get a house in today's.
But there's also fields and whole industries that didn't exist then that exist now. You know what I mean? And so that's why
you could be a millionaire and you could be fucking 14 years old and have a TikTok.
Exactly.
And you can be a millionaire.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, but not That is impossible when you're talking about the time that was before. Those jobs and those lanes don't exist.
Yeah.
So there were simpler times that required simpler measurements of like value, monetary value of like, okay, you're doing this, give you money. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying when you add all this other fluff to it, because to me, a lot of it is fluff. A lot of shit I look at and I'm like, that's not a job. You shouldn't get fucking paid for that. This person's educating the youth and they're getting $1. What the fuck? You know, I think it's bullshit. I do. I'm just saying though, there are a lot of avenues that have sort of evolved over time, and now there's all these different jobs and all these different businesses and all these different lanes, and those all require funds too. Where are they coming from? The same pot that the people that are working in the call centers are making money from. And the teachers are making money. It's coming from the same pot. So they're taking from those pots to go to this pot. So that's just how it is.
Facts.
So it sucks and it's unfair, but like, you have to adjust and fucking figure it out. And this is like the hardest lesson for me right now, by the way. So I'm like speaking from the soul. Adjust and figure it out. Like that's all there is. Nobody cares. That's
no, you're right. You're right.
That's one of my favorite quotes ever. Nobody cares. Work harder. That's just what it is.
It doesn't make sense, but like nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Work harder. But I have a podcast, so I yell sometimes.
There you go.
I can shake my fist.
Everyone's going through stuff though. That's it too. You know, you got to realize like everyone deals with it in a different way too.
Are you trying to set up the next one? You're so stupid.
I was being real, but it worked.
No, you were trying to segue.
Why did you make it weird? Don't make it weird.
The headline literally says, motherfuckers only care when somebody dies.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Michael Beasley was in the news as of late. Speaking of, nobody cares. Yeah, Michael Beasley. He was on a podcast. What's that podcast?
Remind people who Michael Beasley is for those who don't know.
Michael Beasley drafted number 2 overall to the Miami Heat a decade ago, maybe. Phenomenal scorer, really good basketball player, self-proclaimed, but also like real ones verified. Your favorite Hooper's favorite Hooper.
He's a bucket getter. He's a bucket.
In college, like it was like him and like Kevin Durant that year.
No, I think it was
Greg Oden.
He was before.
He came after Kevin Durant and did better than what Kevin Durant did, which was crazy.
Yes. Yeah. So Michael Beasley was solid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his NBA career never really panned out, and he like dealt with a lot, ranging from his mother passing away, mental health issues, his career being kind of like on the fritz all the time.
Yeah.
People stealing from him, family stealing from him.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And so this podcast, and I really want to watch the full thing, but it had a lot of gems and it was really eye-opening, not only for Michael Beasley, but people of his caliber or people in his world, whether that be any NBA player or professional athlete that we like to crack jokes about and make memes about and not realize what's
what
really
they're going through.
Yeah, what they're really going through on their day to day. So he had this quote, motherfuckers only care when somebody dies, and he goes on to say this, and we'll talk about it just now.
Out of basketball, are you searching out other people to build adult relationships with, or are you so, or is everything that's happened in your life been so difficult?
You want me real with you?
Yeah.
I don't leave the house. I play basketball and I go home. I don't care what y'all do no more. Like, all I care about is playing basketball all day. I go home and I try to talk to my kids as much as I can. I don't see them as much as I can because I'm not traveling as much no more. I don't know what to expect when I leave this house no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out so more that I gotta die with some kind of dignity.
B, that's not sustainable. Like, you too young, bro. That's not sustainable, bro. You can still play ball.
So
that's not sustainable.
So I can come up here, I can tell you somebody else.
You're out of basketball.
Somebody else's life, and I'm willing to do it. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my head backward. I'm gonna put a smile on for you, and I'm gonna, like, bro, I'm gonna.
You don't gotta put nothing on for me. Like,
or I can just sit back and I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, I'm not. I know that's not sustainable, but at the same time, like, what?
Bees, none of us can do it. None of us can do it alone, bro.
Reach out.
Go out.
You
Go
have
out.
to change,
Go out
change
with.
the narrative.
Go out with.
Go out, talk to people, interact with people. Like, bro, real talk. I'll call us out. Us three. Bro, you be in Miami?
If y'all party, I don't party, bro.
No. We don't party, bro. I'm talking about you have kids, I have kids. Come to my house. We can get bounce houses for the kids. We can sit back on the porch and drink a couple beers, drink some wine, hang out. Like, bro, that's not a normal, successful man's life to sit up in the house like that. Like, you gotta find good people. And us three can be good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's not, that's not sustainable.
Like, somebody else. Like, no disrespect to what y'all got going on. I've been trying to find good people for so long. I'm tired, bro.
I would say this. It's a 100%, bro. It's so okay to be tired.
Like, I got. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't got nothing left. You ain't got nothing left to give.
I'll tell you this, bro. I'll be it. Like, whatever you need, dog. Like, you just want to talk. Like, I for sure can't hoop with you. I'll go out there. Like, what we're saying is, bro, like, we want to be those people. Bringing you here wasn't about this. I wanted to talk basketball and hoops. But, dog, folks love you, dog. Nobody want to see you go through this.
I got me a Beasley jersey out the mother house. Because I was down here when he got drafted.
I think the thing is, man, like, so many times, as black men, we are asked because of talent to carry everybody. We are not made to carry everybody. Black women, black women are asked to carry everybody. They are not made to carry everybody. Dog, it takes a fucking village, bro. And at some point, you gotta have somebody who don't need from you, who don't want from you, who want to see you win, man. Like, we don't do this for us. Yeah, like you want to build these things, but it's about these conversations. It's about bringing people on here and letting them tell their story. When Freddie said, man, you could tell your narrative, tell that, and I'll preach it too. What we saying is, man, don't give up, and we won't give up.
I can't say I know exactly what you're going through, but I've seen a lot of, I've heard a lot of stories, and I've seen a lot of guys that have come from our demographic and our background. They really, you know, they fight. They fight and they bust their ass.
But everybody just sit there and laugh. Like Antoine Walker go through whatever he go through. Motherfuckers just sit there.
Black women are asked to
long,
carry
but I
everybody.
really want to
sit there and make jokes.
Allen
Iverson was a fucking joke for a while until everybody found out that wasn't true. He turned. It's like, bro, no, bro. Being black is so fake right now. It's like motherfuckers only care when it's time for somebody to die and the cameras to show. It's like, bro, motherfuckers is out here showing every day that they need help. It's in the music, and we only listen to it to these die. It's like, bro, everybody out here need help, and everybody walking around this motherfucker like they got it all together.
I'll be the first. to
Everybody,
tell you, I don't.
everybody walking, and then the second time, like, bro, Dwight Howard cried on TV, right? They called it soft. What the he was going through on the inside, he had to fucking hold on to where he fucking cried in front of 20 million people. How about somebody asked that?
So many gems. I had to let that whole thing go.
Jeez.
It's eye opening to hear it come from Michael Beasley's mouth. It holds a whole lot more weight than hearing it come from somebody third party saying something. And also just like considering like his career was what it was and people probably had a lot to say about it. And just as like a black man and like I this clip didn't go into it like but he mentioned in this whole interview that he found out like his mom was stealing from him. A bunch of people were stealing from him and he was like faced with a couple choices. It's either I don't have a family and just approach him, or I let this shit slide and let this shit eat out my soul. Basically.
It's crazy, man. What for me, the takeaway there was just like you said, you really don't know what someone's going through, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's like, it just made me reflect. Even watching it again now, it's like, yo, we crack so many jokes about people and just like as society and just like even myself. Like I look back at it, like, you know, we talk shit about these athletes or people in the spotlight. You know, you know what I mean? Like we're like, yeah, they're public figures. They get paid millions of dollars, whatever. They can't handle it. But like, they're human, just like us at the end of the day. Same struggles. Cool, they got money, but they're going through shit too, you know? And it's just like, how many times do we pass by people and really have ask them, are they okay? Like, what are they doing?
Or even not even just ask them, are you okay? Because like we ask everybody, are you good?
Yeah.
Do we really care?
But do we really care?
Do you want to hear the answer if they're not?
Do you make the time to hear them if they say, nah, like this is what I'm going through? Or even if they, you know, they give you like, yeah, I'm good, but you see there's more to it than that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to take away from this, or I want to take away from this, is try to do better on that aspect, because yo, we're all going through something, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said, in the music, people are calling out for help. I'm sure, like we said, day to day, you might encounter someone on work. It might be in a Teams call or Zoom call, and their energy's down. It's like, stop and get to that. You know what I mean? Maybe if you can't do it in that moment, reach out to them at some point and just be like, what's up? You good? And hopefully someone's doing that for you as well. You know, for me, that's kind of what I'm taking away from this.
Yeah, sometimes it's like even hard, like if somebody's going to ask you like what's good, like, because I've been in that scenario where like it's hard to even just open up. Like, you don't want to open up that whole thing, because then that just takes the conversation to somewhere. And like in work calls, you don't really have the time to be like, well, this is what's going on with me, and then let's dive into it, because that's a whole other thing. But I think we need to be mindful that there is like a potential of like some crazy shit going on in anybody's lives. And that's why I put on my wall, like, that they might be going through it too. You know, they are going through it too. Yeah. And I put that on the wall when the pandemic was crazy, and we just didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know when we would be able to do anything. So it's something that I think we got to be mindful of, regardless. You got to be ready to, or at least not ready to deal with, but like be ready to understand.
Yeah.
Like, give people a second, give people a day. Yeah. If they're having an off day, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, don't take that to heart also.
Trust.
Because people deal with all they got to deal with, and then they got to pop up on that Zoom call with a smile and ready to get shit done.
Yeah.
And that's hard sometimes based on whatever the fuck else is going on.
Yeah. One thing I love too is like, I love the fact that Ryan Clark, who, you know, former NFL player, and I listened to him on a bunch of different ESPN shows and whatever, but like, I love the fact that he made the effort, you know what I mean? And he's put in that, and I hope it's, like, I felt genuine. I hope it's genuine. I hope, like, Beasley connects with these guys.
They kept it going,
because you need that brotherhood, man. You need that community. You need that relationship between other people to carry you through this life, man. You can't do it alone. Well, you're not going to get through this alone. You need that support system.
You can't achieve the level of success that he has and just like say, I'm just gonna hoop and then go to bed.
Yeah, you can't.
You know, maybe I'll see my kid, but I don't live with them, so like that's about it.
Man.
And hooping is only gonna last so much longer
So
for
long.
him. He's got
Exactly.
maybe like another, and like I'm not even saying professionally, but like he probably has another like 10 or 15
for
years
sure.
like to be able to play at all.
For sure.
So after that, what are you gonna do when you
What
can't
do
play
you do?
basketball?
Exactly. What's your life outside of that? You know.
And for somebody who's been through it, and he's saying all I do is that, and I got no level of trust in nobody.
Yeah,
that's sad. But I really hope he can find his tribe, because I think everybody needs their group of people. Because where would you be without being able to like hit somebody up should you have to?
Yeah, facts.
Aside from the wife, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you don't have,
if I don't have my boys, if I don't have my people,
like, can you imagine that moment where you're like, I want to hit somebody up and you can't?
Yeah,
and then it's just you.
That's
It's just you in a
suffocating.
room.
That's
Yeah.
suffocating.
Suffocating is a good
We'll
word.
go even deeper. Imagine that you've had the same people around your whole time, and then you hit it big, and now you don't have those people
That's
because
even-
they try to take from you.
Yeah.
That's worse.
That's word. Yeah.
Worse than having no one is having no one, because everyone that was around you from growing up from young took from you,
Yeah.
including your mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's different.
Jeez.
So when this man says, I have nothing,
He means that
He
shit,
means that.
and
Nah,
he
he
means
does.
that deeply. Like he's
shit almost
trying
hurt.
and has tried.
He's like, listen,
And when he says I got nothing,
I want nothing
he has
more but
tried.
this. I would
Yeah.
love to have people that look like me and support me, and like I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it.
He doesn't
I kept
have it.
trying, even with my old blood, even with my
Yeah.
mom, and it didn't
Yeah.
work.
Man.
When it doesn't work with your mom, can we just say that?
Yeah, that's
The one person that
Birth you.
stored you,
Yep.
brought you to fruition,
That's like
stored
a
you,
serious
ate with
betrayal.
you,
That's a crazy betrayal.
shared
I
a
can't even
body
imagine
with
that.
you
Yeah.
for almost a year. When
Yeah.
they don't love you enough to not take from you, you can't tell me this man is not going through something wrong.
Heartbreaking, man.
Toxic masculinity and toxic femininity is a disease to humanity, and we don't speak about it enough. And I think that's what it is, and nobody just acknowledges it. You know, it's deep rooted. You'll even do it to your child.
Yeah.
Have you even just acknowledged your toxicity? This goes for the men and for the women. The interconnectedness of it both. It's with both relationships. It's in between. You're dealing with your daughter. You're dealing with your son. If you're a mother, if you're a father. The toxic masculinity and the toxic femininity is a real disease. It really is.
I think people don't know how to deal with it, identify it, and actually like help, like in a healthy way.
Right.
Deal with it in a way that's actually beneficial. We're moving forward in the right direction. That we're correcting behavior and we're not leaving people behind type of way.
100%.
It's the only way, the popular way that I've seen it been done is like, oh, that's toxic masculinity. That person is toxic. Fuck them.
Cancel.
That's it.
That's it.
But there's a way that like we've got to
rehabilitate.
We've got to rehabilitate. We got to figure it out together how that's gonna work.
Yeah.
Shout out to black men and the black men that were in this video really supporting him and
That's what I'm
surrounding
saying.
him like brothers, and that were like, yo, I got you. If
Yeah.
you got nothing left, I got something.
I can't hoop, but I got you.
I got you.
I got something for you until you got something for
That's
yourself.
it.
That's
That's
the
it.
realest shit you can tell somebody ever.
Facts.
I got
Yeah.
something for you if you ain't got nothing else for yourself.
That's it.
I'm here.
I don't want nothing
And
from you. There's ain't nothing.
furthermore,
Yeah.
to the black men in this room and just the men in this room
Yeah.
and just supporting, continuing to show up week after week for each other, not just for the podcast, but in personal things and other professional things. Like, shout out to you guys for really, creating your own community where it's important not just to make art, but to like be human and be a support system for other humans around you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Jeez. I do. Thank you. Yeah, that does it. Yeah.
Jeez.
I was born in Canada, but
I
He's like, I'm Canadian like that.
So Canadian like you. Speaking of equality.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Let's go.
I have this clip from a Dave Chappelle special that I'm not sure, but he's of which one it is. But he's speaking about LeBron James and if LeBron were to change his gender. It's a very interesting clip because what Dave Chappelle's talking about is he's talking about equality.
Yeah.
And how silly the concept of equality is.
Yes.
But what we should be talking about is equal opportunity, which is completely different. So here's the Dave Chappelle clip. Laugh.
James changed his gender. You know what I mean? Okay, can he stay in the NBA, or because he's a woman, does he have to go to the WNBA, where he will score 840 points a game? What does it actually mean to be equal? You know what I mean? Like, if women are actually equal to men, then there would be no WNBA, would there? You would just be good enough to play in the NBA with us. Or, here's another idea that's gonna be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
I don't know why he decided to go with this like janitor thing as like his thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to hear his
That
rationale.
is an ode to OG Dave Chappelle.
I know.
If you look at
His older stuff,
comedy,
yeah.
Wait, hold on. I think I figured it out.
Yes.
Half baked?
Yes.
It's all just because of half baked.
It's all half baked. It's all half baked.
When he was the
Custodian.
at the
And
clinic
he's
where
like,
he got the medicinal weed.
he probably just like,
This is all from that. And ever since then, he's been wearing.
His
this shit is fucking comfy.
I'm not
The
gonna lie.
crotch
bro.
is low.
A
and-
jumpsuit's mad comfy, bro.
Everyone knew him from Half Baked, and he said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
So he probably started doing it in the half
I'm
baked.
gonna brand myself."
Half baked.
Fuck, that blew my mind. Why? It was right there. Have you seen this before? You understood this?
Now I do.
Did you get this before? You knew that?
Never did.
You knew that? You.
No, I never picked up.
She cracked the code.
Did you know that? I know you said it. No, you said it, but I want to know if you knew it.
I did know that. That's why I said it.
Oh, that's fucked up. But yeah, equality and equal opportunity is fucking different. Equality means women and men should play in the same league. That makes no fucking sense. We're not the same.
So we talk about equity.
That blew, like, I watched that clip the first time and I just laughed. I watched it the second time and I'm like,
Yeah.
Like there's that, yeah, he's just pointing out the difference in that. Like it's silly to say that we're the same because we're not.
Facts. We're not. We're not. Biologically, we're not.
Biologically, LeBron James would score 840 points a game.
Can you imagine LeBron? Can you imagine him on like LA Sparks?
Oh man,
Yo.
they would win every single championship. Year 30.
He's playing at 50% for 30
He's playing against his daughter.
25, 15, 15.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy.
But yeah, it was just like that's the best way.
Yeah.
I've seen somebody explain how silly the concept of equality is. We're not the same. Equal opportunity to have women have their own equal opportunity at being professional athletes, making some money, getting endorsement deals, and all of that. I'm here for that.
For sure.
Equality doesn't make any sense. And that's what he's saying here.
For sure.
Well,
I'm talking
in
specifically in
this
sport reference.
in
Yes.
this reference,
Yes.
I agree.
Come over here.
But it's
Say
also
something.
no. But let's take it deeper though. If you
But
think if you really think about
If you're
it.
talking about it on all levels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this is just, he's specifically talking about
pro
a
sports.
difference between the sex of men and women in basketball.
Yes.
Right.
I think it's also ridiculous. Like, obviously, I'm never gonna grow to be the size of most men my age and my like makeup. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never gonna be the size. I'm never gonna be able to handle the stuff that you can physically, and you will never be able to do a lot of the things that I can do.
Yeah.
A lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can birth a baby, for one. You could never bring life in here without me, you know? So I'm saying, like, there are different things that the different sexes can do, and I think they are intentional and they coexist quite well. But when you're talking about just like a broad statement, that's too much. And a lot of times when equality is brought up, it's not about the WNBA and the NBA. 9 times out of 10, it's about equal pay. And if you have the same qualifications that I have, and you have the same resume and the same education and the same everything else, why the fuck do I have the same role as you and I'm getting paid 15, 20 racks less? It's not 5 racks less a year. We're talking about 20 racks less a year. That's outrageous. But literally 98% of the time, people are talking about, I mean, don't quote me on the 98%. I'm saying the major majority of time that people are talking about equal opportunity, or equal treatment, it's between money.
Yeah.
How much are you making? How much am I making for the same shit? That's how it started. That's how it's always been. I'm not saying I'm gonna dribble the same ball that LeBron's gonna do, and I'm gonna be doing the same shit. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
But then it's also.
But I can work this corporate position the same level as you, and I do have the same education and the same requirements. And I'm doing the job at the same level, or not, maybe better. So why can't I get the same money?
So is that equality or is it equity though? Because that's why I say the difference there. Because what are the opportunities that are presented to you as a woman versus me as a man? Are they the same? Are they equal? Maybe you could be getting the same pay. You should be getting the same pay. But if me as a man, I have an upper hand in landing that role versus you, then I'm already starting at a point that's higher than you. Right. So you'll never actually get to that point.
Right. So what constitutes an opportunity would be my question. Because is it an opportunity because it's an open interview for everyone that meets these qualifications? Mm-hmm. Or is it not an open opportunity for everyone because the person that's hiring has said, I want a man in this role. And I'm going to open it up because legally I have to say everyone is allowed. But I've been in this business for X amount of years, and my granddad hired me and his granddad hired him. Right. And now we're hiring who we hire for the last couple centuries.
Yeah, and that's why I say.
And I'm looking for a man to fulfill this role because I need a strong, brute, forceful man to be able to take control. I'm strong and brute and forceful, by the way. I'm just saying, Yeah. Like, so is it really the same opportunity?
And that's, we're ultimately saying the same thing. It just comes down to what is that opportunity and how do you get there? What does it look like? What are the steps that are getting you from point A to point B? Like, what's happening in between there to make it the same playing field? Because right now it's not in a lot of circumstances, And I think that's where
there's also
we talk about systemic things that need to change, and I think that's where that nuance lies.
There's also like a vibe with women, like you get a vibe all the time for men in superior positions, no matter what industry you're in, because I've been in a bunch of them. Like you get a vibe for men in superior situations where they're gonna at least try it. Some are more forceful than others. Some are more vicious than others, where they'll really just be like cutthroat and be like, no.
Yeah.
And some are more sneaky about it, where you're like, well, you said, and then you said in front of this person, and then you cut me behind and I didn't even know. Because I didn't want to go on a date with you. You know what I'm saying? So there's also, that second thing.
Yeah.
Separate from I want a man because he's, perceived in my mind to be stronger in whatever aspect. But also, if I'm going to give it to this woman, what am I going to get for it?
Right.
Well, what am I getting out of it?
Right.
And that happens
often.
Almost every time.
I can only imagine.
Almost every time.
Right. Jeez.
Yep, some men suck.
I mean...
Oh, no. Sucky people suck.
Yeah?
A lot of sucky men suck. Sucky men suck.
Sucky men suck.
This guy's like, I'm writing this down. Episode title. Sucky men suck. I like it. Speaking of sucky men sucking.
Oh, here we go. Whoa. Woo.
Wow.
Jeez.
I know.
Took it there.
Hey, yo! Let's go, bitch.
Yo, Mark.
What?
Steve Fish.
You guys are all idiots.
Just had soup.
Yeah, that works. You guys ever you ever have a chat with your homies? I mean, we've done it before.
Oh, multiple times.
Where you talk about like going on vacay.
Jeez.
Like, yo, we're gonna do this.
That conversation lasts like 2 seconds, bro.
Watch. This is us live conversation of what happens from when we're like 19 till
Today?
Bro, everybody going on trips but us, bro. We don't never go on no trips.
I was just thinking the same thing, bro. Let's go see the world or something, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying let's go to London or something.
Hey, that'll be live.
Bro, I'm saying we only live once, but let's do it, bro.
Bro, let's go right now, bro. Set up right now. Go, do it.
Every time.
Do it. Let's do it, bro.
Man, I'm booking everything right now, so it's gonna be about 500 a person.
That's me. That's me. I'm looking at the money because I'm like, let me make this shit work. We're gonna figure. Oh shit! I can afford this. Can y'all? Looked around. Everything's
Gone, bro.
Hey, bro, wait. All right, bro. We can go to Denver for like 150, bro.
Wait, you said 150? Oh, yeah, I can do that.
One person with you.
That's Malik saying, "Oh, I can go to LA."
That's
How many people did I ask? Patrick, did I ask you to come to LA? Yes, I did.
Correct. I'm coming up next.